Welcome to Askprep, your trusted destination for focused and effective learning. Today, we will study lost cities of the ancient world discovered by science. For centuries, the Earth has guarded secrets beneath forests, deserts, oceans, and ice. Entire civilizations, once thriving with millions of people, advanced engineering, complex belief systems, and powerful rulers, vanished without a trace. Their cities were swallowed by nature, erased from maps, and slowly faded into myth and legend. Ancient texts spoke of golden cities lost to time. Explorers searched for them, often risking their lives, driven by stories passed down through generations. For a long time, these tales were dismissed as exaggerations or pure fantasy. But modern science has changed that perception forever. With the help of satellite imaging, underwater sonar, LiDAR scanning, artificial intelligence, and advanced archaeology, humanity has begun uncovering what was once invisible. Beneath dense jungles, shifting sands, and deep oceans lie cities that challenge everything we thought we knew about ancient civilizations. These discoveries reveal that ancient societies were far more advanced, interconnected, and environmentally adaptive than previously believed. They built massive urban centers, engineered water systems, practiced astronomy, and organized complex economies, often thousands of years before modern technology. This documentary explores the lost cities of the ancient world, not as legends, but as scientific realities rediscovered through cutting-edge technology. Each city tells a story, not only of human brilliance, but also of collapse, warning us about climate change, environmental misuse, war, and social inequality. The story of Atlantis begins with the ancient Greek philosopher Plato, who described a powerful island civilization that vanished in a single day and night. According to Plato, Atlantis was technologically advanced, wealthy, and militarily dominant. But due to moral corruption, it was destroyed by earthquakes and floods and sunk into the ocean. For centuries, scholars debated whether Atlantis was purely symbolic or based on real events. Modern science has reopened the debate. Geological studies suggest that massive volcanic eruptions and tsunamis did occur in the Mediterranean around 1600 BCE. The eruption of Thera, modern-day Santorini, was one of the largest volcanic explosions in human history. Archaeologists studying the Minoan civilization on Crete found advanced architecture, plumbing systems, and maritime trade networks. Some researchers believe Plato's Atlantis may have been inspired by the sudden collapse of this civilization due to natural disaster. Underwater archaeology has also revealed submerged structures near Spain, the Caribbean, and the Mediterranean. While none have definitively proven Atlantis, science suggests that advanced coastal civilizations did exist and were vulnerable to sudden environmental catastrophe. Atlantis remains a powerful symbol, not of fantasy, but of how fragile even the most advanced societies can be. Beyond Plato's writings, references to powerful island civilizations appear in many ancient cultures. Egyptian priests reportedly told Greek visitors about lands destroyed by floods long before their time. Similar flood myths appear in Mesopotamian, Indian, and Mesoamerican traditions. While these stories differ in detail, their consistency suggests that ancient societies may have collectively remembered real catastrophic events, passed down orally across generations. Modern oceanography has revealed that sea levels rose dramatically at the end of the last ice age, submerging vast coastal regions worldwide. Areas that are now underwater were once fertile plains where early human settlements likely thrived. This scientific evidence supports the idea that advanced coastal cultures could have existed and later disappeared beneath rising seas, leaving only fragmented memories behind. Geologists studying submerged continental shelves have identified ancient river systems and drowned landscapes beneath today's oceans. These findings confirm that humans once inhabited regions now inaccessible without advanced diving technology. If Atlantis was not a single city but a network of coastal settlements, its disappearance would not require a sudden apocalypse, only gradual flooding combined with seismic activity. Another compelling theory suggests that Atlantis may represent a composite memory rather than a single location. Plato may have combined knowledge from multiple collapsed civilizations into one powerful narrative. In this interpretation, Atlantis becomes less a physical place and more a historical warning encoded as philosophy, an allegory rooted in real-world disasters experienced by early societies. Advanced archaeological simulations now use AI to reconstruct hypothetical ancient cities based on geological and cultural data. These models show that civilizations with maritime dominance and complex urban planning could have emerged earlier than previously believed. While no definitive ruins labeled Atlantis exist, the technological gap between prehistoric and historic societies appears far smaller than once assumed. Ultimately, the enduring fascination with Atlantis reflects humanity's desire to understand its own vulnerability. The story survives because it mirrors a recurring pattern in history: rapid rise, unchecked power, environmental stress, and sudden collapse. Whether Atlantis was real or symbolic, science increasingly suggests that the conditions described by Plato were not only possible, but likely experienced by more than one ancient civilization. Off the coast of Japan lies one of the most controversial underwater discoveries in history, the Yonaguni Monument. Discovered in 1986 by a diver, this massive stone structure lies submerged beneath the ocean, featuring sharp edges, steps, terraces, and what appear to be man-made platforms. Some scientists argue that Yonaguni is a natural rock formation shaped by tectonic activity and erosion. However, others point to its geometric precision, right-angle corners, and stair-like design as evidence of human construction. If Yonaguni is artificial, it could date back more than 10,000 years, predating known civilizations. This would completely rewrite human history, suggesting advanced societies existed long before agriculture was believed to begin. Advanced sonar mapping, 3D modeling, and geological analysis continue to fuel debate. Whether natural or man-made, Yonaguni challenges our understanding of early human capabilities and the impact of rising sea levels after the last ice age. One of the strongest arguments keeping the Yonaguni debate alive is its precise alignment with cardinal directions. Several sections of the structure appear oriented toward the north and south, a feature commonly associated with intentional design rather than random geological formation. In ancient societies, cardinal alignment was often linked to astronomy, ritual spaces, and navigation, raising questions about whether early humans possessed more advanced spatial knowledge than previously assumed. Anthropologists studying early human migration in East Asia note that Japan was once connected to mainland Asia by land bridges during periods of low sea level. This would have allowed early populations to travel, settle, and develop complex communities in regions now submerged. If Yonaguni was constructed during this era, its creators may have belonged to a culture that vanished as rising seas isolated the islands. Cultural similarities between Yonaguni and ancient Okinawan myths also attract attention. Local legends speak of a great land that sunk beneath the ocean, forcing survivors to migrate to higher ground. While mythology cannot replace scientific proof, such stories often preserve fragments of historical memory, especially in island cultures shaped by earthquakes and tsunamis. Marine geologists have identified tool-like markings on certain surfaces of the Yonaguni structure that do not match typical erosion patterns. These grooves, cuts, and flattened areas remain unexplained, leading some researchers to suggest limited human modification of a naturally formed structure. This hybrid theory proposes that humans may have reshaped existing rock formations for ceremonial or practical purposes. Regardless of its ultimate origin, Yonaguni has transformed how scientists approach underwater archaeology. It has encouraged the use of non-invasive exploration techniques and sparked global interest in submerged prehistoric sites. Even if proven natural, the monument's complexity has pushed researchers to reconsider assumptions about what early humans could recognize, use, and modify within their natural environment. For centuries, the Amazon rainforest was believed to be untouched wilderness. Scientists assumed it could not support large populations due to poor soil quality. That assumption has now been proven wrong. Using LiDAR technology, laser scanning from aircraft, researchers discovered massive ancient urban networks hidden beneath dense forest canopy. These include roads, plazas, canals, defensive walls, and agricultural systems. The inhabitants engineered the land using terra preta, a nutrient-rich soil created through human activity. This allowed sustainable farming in one of the harshest environments on Earth. These discoveries reveal that millions of people lived in the Amazon long before European contact. Their cities were carefully designed to coexist with nature rather than dominate it. The Amazon's lost cities demonstrate that environmental sustainability is not a modern invention, it is ancient wisdom rediscovered through science. One of the most surprising revelations from Amazonian discoveries is the scale of population these cities could support. Archaeologists now estimate that several million people may have lived across interconnected settlements, linked by raised roads and waterways. This challenges the long-held belief that the rainforest was too hostile for dense human habitation and suggests sophisticated planning on a regional level. Excavations reveal evidence of complex social organization rather than small, isolated tribes. Large ceremonial centers indicate shared religious practices, while standardized layouts suggest centralized authority or cooperative governance. These societies were not primitive survivalists, but planners capable of coordinating labor across vast distances. Climate adaptation played a crucial role in the survival of these Amazonian cities. Seasonal flooding was not seen as a threat but as a resource. Elevated platforms, canals, and reservoirs controlled water flow, prevented soil erosion, and enhanced agricultural productivity. Such engineering demonstrates a deep understanding of local ecosystems. Initially, many scientists resisted these findings, as they contradicted decades of established academic consensus. Early reports of large Amazonian cities were dismissed as exaggerations by European explorers. Only with the arrival of LiDAR technology did the physical evidence become undeniable, forcing a re-evaluation of Amazonian history. The disappearance of these cities appears to have been gradual rather than sudden. Disease brought by early European contact, combined with social disruption and population decline, likely led to abandonment. As human maintenance ceased, the rainforest rapidly reclaimed roads, fields, and buildings, erasing visible traces within a few generations. Today, these rediscovered cities are reshaping how conservationists view the Amazon. Rather than a pristine wilderness, it is increasingly understood as a human-shaped landscape. This perspective influences modern environmental policy, highlighting that sustainable coexistence with nature is possible, even in the world's most complex ecosystems. For over 1,000 years, the Egyptian port city of Heraklion was thought to be a legend mentioned only in ancient texts. In the early 2000s, underwater archaeologists discovered its remains submerged beneath the Mediterranean Sea. Massive statues, temples, harbors, and ships were found preserved in silt. Geological studies suggest that earthquakes, rising sea levels, and soil liquefaction caused the city to slowly sink. Heraklion was once a vital trade hub connecting Egypt to Greece and the wider Mediterranean world. Its rediscovery revealed the complexity of ancient maritime trade and urban planning. The sunken cities of Egypt show how natural forces can erase even the most powerful civilizations, leaving their memory buried beneath the sea. Beyond their role as trade hubs, Heraklion and Canopus held immense religious significance in ancient Egypt. Temples dedicated to Amun, Osiris, and other deities dominated the cityscape. Pilgrims from across the Mediterranean visited these sacred centers to participate in rituals believed to ensure divine protection for sailors and merchants before long sea voyages. The engineering of these cities reveals remarkable adaptation to a water-dominated environment. Buildings were constructed on interlocking platforms, and canals functioned as primary transport routes rather than roads. This amphibious urban design allowed commerce, religion, and governance to function efficiently despite constant interaction with the Nile and the sea. Daily life in these port cities was shaped by cultural exchange. Archaeological finds include Greek pottery, Egyptian religious objects, and inscriptions in multiple languages. This evidence suggests a cosmopolitan society where traders, priests, sailors, and artisans from different civilizations lived side by side, sharing ideas, technologies, and beliefs. Scientific analysis of sediment layers shows that repeated flooding gradually weakened the foundations of the cities. Unlike a single catastrophic event, the collapse appears to have unfolded over decades. Rising groundwater levels caused buildings to tilt and sink, while earthquakes accelerated the process by destabilizing already fragile soil. Political change also contributed to the decline of these sunken cities. As power shifted within Egypt and new trade routes emerged, Heraklion and Canopus lost strategic importance. Reduced maintenance of infrastructure made them more vulnerable to natural forces, turning environmental stress into irreversible collapse. Long before European arrival, North America hosted one of the largest cities in the ancient world, Cahokia. Located near modern-day St. Louis, Cahokia flourished around 1000 CE. It featured massive earthen mounds, planned neighborhoods, ceremonial plazas, and a population rivaling medieval European cities. Monk's Mound, the largest structure, remains one of the biggest pre-Columbian constructions in the Americas. Despite its success, Cahokia collapsed rapidly. Evidence suggests environmental degradation, deforestation, flooding, and social unrest played major roles. Cahokia challenges the myth that advanced urban civilizations only existed in Europe, Asia, or Africa. One of the most striking features of Cahokia was its deep connection to astronomy. Archaeologists uncovered a large wooden circle, now known as Mohenjo, which functioned as a solar calendar. The alignment of its posts marked solstices and equinoxes, allowing Cahokian leaders to predict seasonal changes and coordinate agricultural and ceremonial activities with remarkable precision. Cahokia's economy was sustained by extensive trade networks that stretched across much of North America. Artifacts such as copper from the Great Lakes, shells from the Gulf Coast, and stone tools from distant regions reveal a highly organized system of exchange. This trade not only brought material wealth but also reinforced Cahokia's political influence. Social hierarchy in Cahokia was clearly defined. Elite residences near ceremonial centers contrasted sharply with simpler homes on the outskirts. Burial mounds indicate that leaders held both political and spiritual authority, suggesting a theocratic system in which power was justified through religious belief. Bioarchaeological studies of human remains provide insight into daily life and health. Evidence of nutritional stress, disease, and physical labor indicates that rapid urban growth placed pressure on food systems and living conditions. These stresses may have contributed to internal instability long before the city was abandoned. Modern scientific techniques have revolutionized Cahokia research. Ground-penetrating radar and soil analysis have revealed hidden structures without large-scale excavation. These methods show that much of Cahokia remains undiscovered, buried beneath farmland and modern development. Another remarkable aspect of Cahokia was its sophisticated system of governance. Although Cahokia left no written records, the scale and coordination of its construction projects suggest centralized planning and authority. Organizing thousands of workers to build massive mounds and maintain urban infrastructure would have required strong leadership, administrative control, and social cooperation on an unprecedented level in pre-Columbian North America. Art and symbolism played a powerful role in Cahokian society. Pottery designs, engraved shells, and stone figurines often depicted cosmological themes, fertility symbols, and warrior imagery. These artworks were not merely decorative. They reinforced religious beliefs and social order, helping to legitimize elite power and shared identity across the city and its surrounding regions. Climate change may also have contributed to Cahokia's decline. Paleoclimate evidence indicates periods of severe drought followed by major flooding along the Mississippi River basin. Such environmental instability would have disrupted agriculture, strained food supplies, and intensified competition for resources, further destabilizing an already complex urban system. Cahokia's cultural influence extended far beyond its physical boundaries. Symbols, construction styles, and religious practices associated with Cahokia appear across the Mississippi Valley, indicating that it served as a cultural and ideological center for surrounding communities. Daily life for ordinary Cahokians involved intensive agricultural labor. Farmers cultivated maize, squash, beans, and other crops that supported the city's dense population. However, skeletal evidence shows that many people suffered from joint stress, injuries, and malnutrition, highlighting the human cost of sustaining one of North America's earliest megacities. Today, Cahokia Mounds stands as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a powerful reminder that advanced urban societies developed independently across the globe. Its legacy challenges Eurocentric views of history and underscores that innovation, complexity, and city building were not limited to the Old World but were also deeply rooted in indigenous North American civilizations. For centuries, Cahokia was largely ignored or misunderstood, dismissed as a collection of simple mounds rather than a true city. Only in recent decades has it been recognized as one of the most complex urban centers of the ancient world, forcing historians to rethink narratives about civilization in pre-Columbian North America. Modern science is accelerating discovery faster than ever before. Artificial intelligence analyzes satellite images to detect hidden structures. Ground-penetrating radar reveals buried cities without excavation. New discoveries are being made every year in deserts, glaciers, and oceans. Cities once thought lost forever are re-emerging, reshaping human history. Science is not just uncovering the past, it is warning us. Many ancient cities collapsed due to climate change, environmental mismanagement, and inequality, the same challenges facing modern civilization. Artificial intelligence is also helping researchers predict where undiscovered cities might exist. By studying patterns from previously found sites, AI can suggest high-probability locations, saving years of manual exploration and reducing costs. Advanced satellites can now detect subtle changes in terrain that are invisible to the human eye. Variations in soil density, vegetation growth, and temperature often reveal the outlines of ancient roads, walls, and foundations hidden beneath the surface. Oceans are becoming the next frontier of discovery. Using AI-guided sonar and underwater drones, scientists are locating submerged settlements that were swallowed by rising sea levels thousands of years ago, offering clues about early coastal civilizations. In frozen regions, melting glaciers are exposing long-buried ruins, tools, and even entire settlements. These discoveries are rewriting timelines and proving that ancient humans lived and adapted in environments once thought uninhabitable. Machine learning is also being used to digitally reconstruct lost cities. Even from partial remains, AI can model buildings, streets, and infrastructure, allowing historians to visualize how these civilizations once functioned. AI is also transforming how archaeological knowledge is preserved. Massive databases of scans, maps, and excavation records are now being archived and analyzed by intelligence systems, ensuring that discoveries are not lost to time, war, or environmental destruction. Even if physical sites disappear, their digital records may survive for centuries. Another emerging frontier is the use of virtual and augmented reality. By combining AI reconstructions with immersive technology, lost cities can be explored in classrooms, museums, and online spaces. This allows people worldwide to experience ancient urban life firsthand, turning archaeology into a shared global experience rather than an elite academic field. In the long term, these technologies may fundamentally change how humanity relates to history. Instead of viewing the past as static ruins, we may come to see it as a dynamic dataset, one that continuously informs decisions about climate policy, urban planning, and resource management. In this sense, the future of lost cities is not behind us, but directly ahead. Citizen science is also emerging as a powerful force in the search for lost cities. Open-access satellite data and AI tools now allow students, researchers, and even hobbyists to identify potential archaeological sites from their own computers. This democratization of discovery is breaking the monopoly of large institutions and accelerating global collaboration in uncovering humanity's past. Ethical questions are becoming increasingly important as technology advances. While AI and satellites can reveal hidden cities, they also raise concerns about site protection, cultural ownership, and exploitation. Without careful regulation, newly discovered locations may face looting or destruction before proper study, reminding us that technological power must be matched with ethical responsibility. Looking ahead, the future of archaeology may lie in prediction rather than discovery alone. By combining climate models, historical data, and AI simulations, scientists may one day forecast which modern cities are most vulnerable to collapse. In this way, the study of lost cities could evolve into a survival science, helping modern civilization avoid becoming the next chapter buried beneath the earth. These technologies are transforming archaeology from a slow, excavation-based science into a data-driven discipline. Discoveries that once took decades can now happen in months, accelerating our understanding of human history. The lessons from these rediscovered cities are deeply relevant today. Many fell due to deforestation, water mismanagement, or social inequality, patterns that closely resemble modern global challenges. As science uncovers more of the past, it also serves as a warning for the future. The rise and fall of ancient cities reminds us that technological progress must be balanced with environmental responsibility and sustainable societies. The lost cities of the ancient world are not merely ruins. They are messages from the past, preserved by Earth itself. Science has given us the tools to listen. As we rediscover these forgotten civilizations, we are reminded that progress is fragile. Technology alone does not guarantee survival. Adaptability, sustainability, and wisdom determine whether a civilization endures or becomes another lost city waiting to be rediscovered. These discoveries also reshape how we understand human intelligence and innovation. Ancient societies developed complex solutions using limited technology, guided by deep environmental knowledge and collective memory. Their achievements prove that scientific thinking did not begin in the modern age. It has always been part of humanity's survival instinct. Ultimately, lost cities serve as mirrors for our own world. As modern civilization faces climate change, resource depletion, and social inequality, the past offers both warnings and lessons. If we fail to learn from these silent cities beneath the soil, we risk repeating their fate, leaving behind monuments, ruins, and unanswered questions for future civilizations to uncover. Thank you for being a valued part of Askprep. Your continuous support and trust motivate us to create meaningful, reliable, and high-quality educational content every day. We are committed to guiding you through your learning journey and helping you achieve your academic and career goals.